Hello and welcome back for another video. Today a bit a different kind of angle. I am restocking the oatmeal and chamomile soap. So first of all I'm going to show you how to infuse olive oil with chamomile or chamomile, because the benefits of the chamomile and the olive oil together make a very nice kind of soap for irritated skin or for very sensitive skin, so to speak. Here is how I make my chamomile infusions. I get some dried chamomile flowers from my local drugstore, and then I add some in a regular tea bag. I use a double boiler on a low heat for at least 2 hours. You could also make a cold infusion by letting it sit for several weeks. So I'm gonna be making a double batch, meaning 2 times this square mold, rectangle mold. This one is from Brambleberry. I'm gonna link some other possibilities from Amazon down in the description, and as well as all other things that I'm using here. So first of all, I'm going to start by measuring out the sodium hydroxide or the lye with the distilled water. So by the time it cools down, I have time to prepare all other things. That's a little tip. Always start with the lye water solution because it will take some time to actually cool down. Right, so I'm gonna put as well as the soaping goggles. I'm using the recipe here. I like to always put my recipes in a laminated pouch so that it is easy to clean. You can find the recipe, of course, also down in the description. This is a plastic container that I'm using this time for the measuring. You can also use stainless steel. Don't use glass just because it is not very suitable for the lye. Just tearing out my scale here. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. You always want to use distilled water because normal tap water has some minerals in it, some little metal particles that can react badly to the lye. Okay. Also, if you are new to soap making, whenever you want to measure out the sodium hydroxide or the lye, you can also do that, or maybe you should actually to start with measure it out on a separate container so that you can then easily add it to the water in case you are afraid of overcompensating, if that makes sense. You always want to make sure that you stir immediately so that no clumps of lye remain in the container. This is going to get very hot now, but that's normal. I'll check it out with the infrared thermometer. So we are at 80 degrees Celsius, which translates to 176 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to set it aside to a place where I'm sure that it's not going to be knocked over. That's very important. Also make sure you don't inhale the fumes because they can be irritating for your throat. And then we're going to go ahead and prepare everything else.
I'm now going to prepare the oils, starting with the shea butter that needs to be melted before being combined to the other soft oils. I'm going to add it to the microwave. Then I measure out the olive oil that has been infused with chamomile. I'm using a strainer to ensure no chamomile flowers are getting into the oils. And then I'm gonna add a tiny bit of castor oil. You will find this recipe down in the description, along with all other links to ingredients and tools that I am using or recommending. In the meantime, the shea butter is completely melted and can be added to the soft oils. Let's check if the temperatures are good to continue. Looking good. I just make sure that the temperature is fairly low for this type of recipe. Before combining lye solution and oils, I'm adding the oatmeal directly to the oils, so I have plenty time to incorporate it well with the stick blender. Then I add the lye solution to the oils and stick blend to emulsion. It's now time to pour the soap into the mold. As you can tell, the soap is very runny, which is really what I was going for this type of soap. It will also need several days until it is ready to unmold.
So it's 5 days later now, and we are going to see if these are ready to unmold. What I like to do is always try to stretch the mold a little bit around the soap just to see whether or not it will release easily. And like always, if it doesn't, then I just leave it for 1 or even 2 days longer. Like I said, this recipe here has a lot of liquid oils. It was poured at a fairly cool temperature, so I will not be surprised if it needs a little bit more time. Don't be discouraged, just give it the time it needs. Also, I did not use any sodium lactate for this one, so no worries. Here is how it unmolds. It's pretty cool, pretty crisp. So let's go and unmold them all. I'm going to stamp these immediately, like the consistency looks very good to be stamped right away. I also do have the container with the things that I used. I just leave it in there because after a day or two, the oils and the lye that were mixed, that was fresh soap so to speak, becomes soap, and then I just put it in the sink with some hot water first of all for a couple of hours to soak, and then it's very easy to clean. So stamping, I have my stamp here. It was made on an acrylic block by a German stamp maker. By the way, if you're interested, I will leave the link, because even though he's in Germany, I think shipping is not more than $5, and this person here is an absolute professional. He will exactly do what you want and work with you Very simple, very effective, very fast. Absolutely recommend him. His name is Bernd and the shop is called Seifenstempel Shop, I think. Seifenstempel Shop.de for Germany, Deutschland. Alright, so let's stamp, shall we? So I just start by placing the stamp where I want to have it, and then a light tap is really all you need to have a good impression. See, that's how it turns out. And then what you could do, if you see that the soap is still a little bit sticky on the soap, then you can just give the stamp a little spritz with rubbing alcohol. I'm going to show you. Not that I really need it for now, but you know, it's not something that will hurt. So just give it a spritz, because then the stamp will release better. You see, you can tell maybe that it's easier to pull out of the soap. But usually it's not something that I need. But I can see that it does help. So why not if you have the possibility to do it? So I think it looks pretty good. I love the look of the oatmeal. It gives a very classic, very natural, rustic type of look I really love, and many people are going for that. So here we go for the oatmeal and chamomile olive oil soap, very gentle soap. If you are interested in more such videos, check out the playlist here right down, where you can find many other such projects. I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next video. Bye bye!